Light, grace, and mercy be with you all from God our Father. Wise men, the three kings, the Magi. Who really were these people? And why are they so important that they almost have their own Sunday? You may or may not be astonished to know that these wise men were neither wise nor kings. They were astrologers, magicians, dream interpreters, streetwise men, people who lived on the fringes of polite society. So the question again comes, why are they in our Christmas story? These wise men came from afar. They were not Jews. They were not part of Jerusalem society. They were outsiders wanting to come in. They were foreigners looking for something more in their life. They were given a sign, a great light, to show them the way to find something new. They were eager and determined to find this new great way. The new great way. This light that shone so bright for the wise men to follow. What exactly was it? It was the light of God, showing all people that there was something, someone waiting for them. That someone was God incarnate, and he would turn this world upside down. From King Herod, who feared the baby king, to the whole city of Jerusalem, they were all about to face a whole new world. They were about to live in an era where God's only Son would bring a new light into the world. A light that gave grace to one and to all. Even to Magi, dream interpreters, the Gentile and the Jew. In the birth of Jesus, a great light has dawned. A light that draws all people and calls us to live our lives illuminated by the light's truths. In Isaiah, we heard about a light breaking forth for all of us who know what it feels like to sit in darkness. And we are a people who also know how comforting, how bright, and how glorious it is to live in God's light. A question for us today. Do we shine our light for all peoples? Do we share the love of God to all peoples? The Magi were for sure not people that the Jews would have opened their homes to. Who are the Magi in our lives? Are we judging who deserve God's light, His mercy, and His grace? And if we are, what can we do to mend our ways? How do we put people on the path to God's glorious light? Do we turn to the scriptures like the Magi did? Or do we hope they just find it? You know, they'll find it on TV with one of those evangelist guys, or maybe they'll see something on the internet. Do we say, well, it isn't my job. That's what the pastor's supposed to do. We are a people. We were a people, and we will continue to be a people who will walk in darkness and in light. We are a people who know right from wrong, good from bad, light from darkness. How is it then that turning our light towards those who are most in need, we can ignore? Are we like King Herod and fearful of what new light in our lives might mean? Many of you here have young children or very young grandchildren, and you have seen how such a tiny baby brought into your home can make things just a little bit crazy. Nothing is ever the same. Do new people scare us? Do new people make us frightened? Do new people scare us even when a growing church with them looks so promising? Are we too comfortable in our presence together? Where do we turn to unburden ourselves from such fears? Can we find comfort for our uncomfortableness? I didn't know if that's a word, but that's what came out of my mouth last night, so there it is. Isaiah says, "Lift up your eyes and look around. They all gather together to come to you." We need not fear new lights. God's grace and mercy shall never run out, and our light shall never stop glowing. The story of the Magi talks about coming to something new and going home in a different way. Not so much in a different way as in a different route, which the wise men did have to take, but for us as children of God who have been brought into the light of the Lord, how do we go home differently? How do we share our light differently? What ways, what leads, what paths can we find that will take us to the grace and mercy of our God, our Father? A path that we take every Sunday is through his body and his blood. A gift that is given to one and to all, magi, dream interpreters, the poor, the hungry, the rich, the poor, the well, the sick. All these people are God's children and are welcomed on the path to find his glory. And on this day of Epiphany, when our light should be shining the brightest, we need to remember to celebrate with all people. Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord has risen upon you. Amen.
Amen.